Okay, so with having finished Warcraft 2 a little bit with like an hour extra because I like doing things in either 2-hour segments and all that, I've decided that we're going to do a bit of the game which I'm going to be starting next. And this was on sale on GOG, and I was like, you know what? I enjoyed the demo of that quite a lot back in the day, and it's a really interesting game. So we're going to be starting off with some Sacrifice. Also, I was looking at the artwork for the game, and I was like, yes, this game looks really visually interesting. So, there was another change I was going to make. A few things. I've got things bumped up as much as they can be. This is... Sacrifice is a very... Let's just get a bit of description away out of the way for it at the moment. We'll probably just be doing the tutorial in this first session. Sacrifice is an interesting game made by Shiny Entertainment. The people who worked on Earthworm Jim, MDK, which I have not actually played, a game called Messiah, where you play as Bob, a cherub, and was there another game in there? There's some games based off of the Matrix. But I think Sacrifice, Earthworm Jim, and Messiah are the main ones which Shiny Entertainment made. Very interesting games. Earthworm Jim, I really like. It's a very good platformer, I feel. Difficult, but very enjoyable. Earthworm Jim 2, I can't say too much about it. MDK, as I said, I haven't played it. I do have MDK 1. And I've heard consistently other people saying very good things about it. Oh, it's going into a demo? Let's just click from that. Come on. Okay, there we go. And, Messiah I've played a little bit of. It's an interesting game, but it's not exactly the best polished. Sacrifice, on the other hand, from what I've played of the demo, is a very good game. It's a third-person strategy game where you take the role of a wizard, and you put yourselves in the service of various gods which are within the realm you've escaped to. We'll hear more about the storyline when we start the campaign, but we're going to start with the tutorial here. There is a widescreen mod for this game, which I've seen mentioned. I haven't installed it because apparently it has some issues with, I believe, culling in the game. 3D objects near the edges of the screen disappear. I'm also thinking I might turn the resolution down a bit because some of the UI elements in the game are very small. And one of these UI elements is a little bubble which shows the god, one of the gods talking to you. And when I played in 1280 by 1024, that's rather small, and the graphics for them are quite neat. So I might put it down to 1024 by 768. I personally have no real issue with this because older games were designed for smaller monitors. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I might keep it on this for the moment, and we'll just see how it goes. We'll play through the tutorial and get an idea of what the game's like. I have played through this to see whether it works, but we'll do it again on stream. The basics. Okay, here we go. There's a bit of flickering for some of the things in the background, but...
Greetings, O acolyte of Persephone. I am a humble homunculus sent by the goddess to instruct you in the ways of mysticism. First, you need to know how to move around. To run forward, press the W key. To run backwards, press the S key. Click on Continue when you are ready.
I think this game came out in like 2000, 2001. It looks really nice for that time. How's the game?
To
How's
turn to the
music
left,
going?
press the A key.
Well, yeah. Move forward.
To turn to the right,
back,
press the D key.
A and D. Turn left and right. I haven't got strafe on. And I don't know whether I want to have strafing on. I mean, perhaps. The controls work, even though they're a bit awkward. Because there's other things they're going to have to be doing at the same time.
I will meet you by the road up ahead when you are ready to continue. Oh, one additional thing, Master. If you ever forget what you are supposed to be doing, you can bring up your mission objectives or a speech history in the game options menu. Hit the Escape key to bring up the options menu, and then select either the Objectives or Speech History buttons.
It's like a weird sort of flappy thing with a little... I think it's like a little lab coat on. He's got 2 feathered wings coming out of his head. Okay. Oh, and he's just disappeared. I think it will appear over there somewhere. You're an evil demon. Shun your green fields, blue skies, and chirping birds. We are... This is not the character we're going to be playing in the campaign, but it's as I said, the design in this game is very interesting. I believe a lot of the character design in this is done by an artist called Jonathan Gwynn, and they have an art station. Is that the website account, which has got some of the artwork on there, and I do recommend having a look at it. It's so weird. Anyway, let's continue on. I think our character's called Shakti, something like that. I wonder if my arms ever get tired. They're just flapping around.
Let us discuss how to look around. We call that camera control.
Oh, really?
You can zoom the camera in and out using the mouse wheel, or you can use the plus and minus keys on your keyboard. Why don't you give it a try?
Yeah, we'll just be using the mouse wheel. Plus and
You can
minus.
also zoom in and out by placing your cursor to the extreme top or bottom of the screen.
There we go. Like so.
When you've mastered zooming, meet me up the road and I'll teach you something even more exciting.
Oh boy.
Remember, to find me, just follow the brownish dirt road. Even when I'm not with you in physical form, I will be surveying the battlefield for you. I can see you and your troops at all times.
Shiny Entertainment were are rather well known for their sense of humor. Or, you know, they had a lot of humorous bits in their games. MDK, I think, had a fair bit of it.
Great. I will meet you at the ruins up ahead. They are off to the side of the road, so you may need to search the area to find them.
And Earthwood Jim
You can look side to side by moving your mouse cursor to the extreme left or right edge of the screen.
Like so. That's not actually turning our character. That's so that we can look around.
You can look in any direction by holding down the middle mouse button and dragging the mouse.
That's much easier. Look at that. At the time, that looked incredible. And the sky still looks really nice. You got like multiple cloud layers moving. I mean, the shadows are all baked into the ground. Is that the term? You know, they're stationary, but... Yes.
If you do not have a middle mouse button, then you can hold Control and use the left mouse button instead. By the way, when
Like
I
that.
say Control, I mean the key labeled CTRL on your keyboard. Bet you didn't know mysticism was so technical, did you?
You're speaking in tongues. I don't understand what you're doing, but this stuff is happening anyway, so whatever. Yes. Where are these, like, floating
Having
islands?
trouble finding me? Let me illuminate my position with a column of light. The gods will often use such tricks to let you know where things are located.
Yep, okay, you're over there. So let's bounce over there. The little ruin thingy there. These trees.
You found me. Good job.
Yay.
Now, let's talk about the mini-map located in the lower right portion of your screen.
Over
A
here.
lot of information about your surroundings can be gleaned from this mini-map. You see that oblong white shape in the middle? That's you.
Ooh.
Go ahead and turn yourself in place. Notice that the map always orients itself in the direction that you're facing.
Yep. And the yellow bars indicate, like, the direction my character is currently facing. Not the direction my camera is currently facing. And it's raining.
Sometimes you will need to see a larger or smaller portion of your surroundings. This is accomplished by zooming in and out on the mini-map. To zoom in, place your cursor on top of the mini-map and hold down either the middle mouse button or Control and the left mouse button. Now move your mouse upwards.
Like that.
Zoom in until you can clearly see a green dot in front of the shape representing you on the map. That green dot is me.
Oh.
Other creatures will appear as a dot in whatever color is assigned to their side. You can gain more information on just about anything on the minimap by placing your cursor on top of it.
Okay, I think, yeah, like that. There we go. We can see our stats. Shakti. We are level 0. We've killed no foes, and we've gypped no foes. We have full health, and we've got a little bit of experience.
Things that belong to your side, such as creatures and buildings, will sometimes appear near the edge of the minimap as small arrows.
Like this one.
Hold your cursor over the arrow at the edge of the minimap. You will see that this arrow is showing you the direction in which your altar lies.
That's the big stone disc on multiple obelisks we saw earlier. Thing over there.
Now, to zoom out, place your cursor on the minimap and hold down the middle mouse button or control and the left mouse button.
Yes, sir.
Move the mouse downward with the button held down and you will zoom out.
That.
Keep zooming until you see a ring-shaped icon on the minimap. This icon represents the actual position of your altar. Major structures such as altars are depicted as icons that differ depending on what type of structure is being represented. That is all for now on the subject of mini-maps. Return to the road and keep following it. I will await you further along.
Okay. And he vanishes. So, let's go back to the road and continue. This rain will stop. It makes it a bit difficult to hear things. Oh! Hey! Thank you.
Now you will learn the very basics of casting spells. In the lower left corner of your screen are 3 tabs representing your spell books. Below these tabs is a row of icons representing the spells contained within the currently open spell tab.
Well, not currently, but, you know, down here.
Currently, the only active tab is your General Spell tab. This is the middle tab. Make sure this book is open by left-clicking on it.
Go.
You should see 3 spell icons on the bottom row. Hold your cursor over an icon to gain information about that particular spell.
Okay. So, yeah, if I have the resolution smaller, this is kind of what I mean. The pop-ups will be a bit bigger. This says speed up. Mana 300 out of 1,000. That's how much mana it will cost. 300. We have Wrath, and we have Heal.
Select the spell Heal from the spell list by left-clicking on its icon. Your cursor should now change into a targeting cursor. Place the cursor over yourself and left-click to cast the spell.
Like that.
The Heal spell is very important to use properly in battle, so you may want to practice it a few more times. When you feel you have mastered it, come talk to me.
There we go. We got random, like, incantations, what we say. Master. There we go. Okay, let's go. I think we're healed up. Wow.
Enemy sighted.
Oh.
Your spell casting seems to have attracted a locust. I wonder what he's doing here. Well, he is the perfect target practice for your spell casting. Select the spell Wrath from your spell list and target the locust.
Okay. Bam! There we go.
Ah, that shows him. Notice that ghostly figure rising from the dead locust? That's its soul. Don't worry about souls just yet. We will discuss them later in your training.
Yeah, it's a little
Continue
red
along
one
the
there
path and experiment with your other spells. I will meet you in the village up ahead.
Okay, well, we've got speed up. Well, that does what you say. What it sounds like. Have a look at this thing. It's like a... I don't know. What do you call it? A locust? Yeah, locust. It's got like a long snoot with fly wings. Like little clawed feet. And it's got this red soul. Heathen soul. Okay. Let's cast speed up so that we can get there faster.
The speed up spell is very useful when traveling great distances.
Yes. I think I figured that out.
These fellows here are peasants. Persephone will say they are the heart and soul of Elysium, but they are just a bunch of frightened fellows who can't fight, if you ask me. You see the way they fawn over you? If they like you, they may even follow you around, hoping you'll protect them, I guess. If you seem like a threat, they'll probably go running. Can't blame them. Aside from the occasional friendly wizard, that's the only defense they have. You will meet a wide variety of creatures in your travels, not all of them as harmless as these peasants. Keep your eyes open. Sometimes a creature will want to talk to you. If I think they have something important to say, I'll point them out. In any case, your cursor will change to look like a mouth when you point at a creature who has something to say. Now, when you see this, simply walk near them and they'll begin to speak. That's all for your first lesson. Feel free to explore this island all you like, but when you're ready, find a nearby portal and it'll take you to a new island. Then, I'll teach you all about combat.
Okay. I don't think there's anything to find on the island. It's basically what you see. There's this little village here.
Diem vas sancti.
Bam. Can't destroy the buildings. It'll take quite a while. How about you lot? Hey there.
Stay your hand, young mystic. We do not approve of such displays of cruelty. It is your duty to protect those who are weaker than you. Such is the course of justice. Such is the course of wisdom.
Okay. That's the little god bubbles I'm talking about. How's that appear? Is that too big, too small? Because they're all quite animate inside of there. Anyway, I think if we do this again, splat.
We have no weapons.
Splat. There we go. If we... I think something happens if I do this.
Why?
So cruel.
Flam culpa vas. Why?
Or do we have to, like, hunt them all down? So, peasants. Hopefully Persephone won't get too upset about us doing this.
Clatu dothdal thorn.
Splat!
Why?
And you can't run up. No, wait, whoop. I was attacking the building? Oh no, I wasn't. Ooh, that jibbed him. And we pick up his soul. Ah, yeah, that's right. When you jib an enemy, their souls can be collected by anyone.
Clatu flam iliel thorn.
Splat!
Invalid target.
Do we have to do this, like, to all of them?
Goddess, forgive them.
What a slaughter. I see you are a wizard after my own heart. When you have learned all Persephone has to teach you, you should consider the path of necromancy instead. I think you will find it more suited to your natural disposition.
Okay, there we go. Let's move on. There's one of the other gods called Charnel.
I could have been a mystic too, except I'm no good with magic.
Yeah. And what about this guy over here?
Invalid target.
Verata Domine.
There are other gods to worship, but Persephone's the best. Just look at how beautiful it is here.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, apart from the dead peasants. You might want to get someone to clean those up.
Boas.
Okay, let's move on.
Thorn Bethod.
I doubt we can do anything to actually foul up the tutorial. Okay.
Welcome to the second portion of your training.
Yay.
This time we'll talk about combat. Remember that although you are a master of magic, you aren't the toughest in a fight. If you wade into the middle of combat, you're likely to end up on the wrong side of a troll's fist. To keep watch over a battle and support your troops with magic, it is always best to stand back from the main conflict. A good commander knows when the time is right to join the fray and will only do so when his presence will win the day.
Yes,
Why don't you follow me? Persephone has provided some of her creatures for your training.
Yes, we don't actually have a melee attack. We just have our spells. So we can't club people over the head with our many arms.
Here we have the creatures Persephone sent us.
I am yours to command by order of the goddess.
Yes, well, he seems very eager. Why don't you left-click on him to select him?
I'm pretty sure I've heard that voice actor before. So
Yes,
Very
my lord.
good. Now, take a look at the druid. You see the triangle and two bars floating above his head? That triangle represents your unit color, and the two bars represent his health and mana.
Mana is the blue bar, health is red.
Notice that two icons
Like
have
ours.
appeared in the area on the left side of your screen. The icon in the larger area represents this druid that you have selected. The icon just to the right is for any special abilities that your selected creatures have. In this case, the druid is able to create a magical shield around himself. Go ahead and left-click on the life shield icon to command the druid to use his ability.
There we go. He's got a little
Now,
bubble
he is
around
much
him.
more resistant to harm. Notice that when he activated his ability, it used some of his mana. We will learn about regaining mana in a later lesson. Now, for our next lesson, we need another volunteer. The ranger there will do nicely. To select multiple creatures, hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse.
Like so.
Good. Now, wait here.
Okay, he flaps off.
Now that you have both of them selected, send them over to me. Just right-click on the ground near me.
Move.
Moving out.
And there they go.
Very good. When you right-click to issue an order, the creature will do a default action. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean he'll try to do the sensible thing based on what you clicked on. Notice that when you right-clicked on the ground, you told him to move? Now make sure they're still selected and right-click on me.
Guard.
Great! Now they will guard me. Notice that they take up position next to me. If I were an enemy, they would have attacked when you right-clicked on me. Glad I'm on your side. Why don't you come over here and we'll continue the lesson.
Okay.
There is one more way to issue commands. Sometimes you may want creatures to perform a command other than the default right-click command. For example, you may want to attack an area by issuing an attack order on a piece of ground, or you may wish to attack a friendly unit by issuing an attack order. We will need another volunteer for this. Ah, Shrike, why don't you come over here?
I don't know if I agree.
Well, he can stay there then. Select the ranger by left-clicking on him. If you have both the druid and ranger selected, you can just click on the ranger icon in the selection set on the left edge of the screen.
See the druids? They look pretty normal. They're just like a humanoid, except green. And the rangers. Well, he's got like a weird face mask. Difficult to. Yeah, there. Okay.
Now
Strength
that
and
you have the
honor.
ranger selected, press and hold down the right mouse button. This will bring up 4 icons arranged in a cross shape. Don't let go yet. Move the cursor to the right. Notice that more icons appear as you move the cursor. Stop when you reach the icon marked Attack, and then release the mouse button. Now your cursor should take the form of the Attack icon. To execute this order, left-click on the intended target. Try it out on the Shrike over there.
What hell? Tracking the
The
prey.
Ranger will now attack the Shrike. When you want him to stop attacking, simply give him another order by right-clicking or once again using the cross menu. Meet me down the road for our next lesson. Make sure to order any of your troops who are not guarding me to come with you.
On my way.
I stand ready.
Okay.
My lord, I stand ready. Playing games
Do you
at a
forget
time
me?
like this? How can you champion the forests? You are unworthy. You lack the spirit of the wolf. I shall seek allies elsewhere. Level 4 druid seeks party for monster hunting. Will south for clarity. Playing games at a time like this?
Guard
Okay.
me.
Aha!
And that's something I just found out about. They have piss dialogue.
La 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 la.
Oh, the Shrike. They're like big flappy things. I don't know. How do you describe this thing? It's kind of like a Musilisk, honestly. Except instead of a mouth down the bottom, it's got like a... Well, it's a ranged unit.
Guard me.
With a song in my heart.
You see that rock over there? The one in the middle of that sandy area? Let me illuminate the one I'm talking about.
Yes, I see it. It's a rock. I've seen
Let's
many rocks
suppose
in my
you
time.
wanted to order your minions to run around that rock in a circle. You would give them that order by issuing a series of orders as waypoints. When a series of orders are issued as waypoints, they will execute in the order that they are given, one after the other. To issue orders as waypoints, simply hold down the Shift key and then click to issue the order. Both right-click orders and orders issued via the cross menu can be given as waypoints. Try giving your creatures some waypointed orders. When you are comfortable doing this, meet me further up the road.
Move.
With
Move. Move.
With a song.
Guard me.
With a song in my heart.
So, like that. So, shift right click, they go around the rock, and then they'll guard me. Easier, honestly, to give the orders via the auto map. Or the mini map. I believe they'll group up before they start moving again. That Shrike's staying over there. Oh well. Okay, let's head off. We can also use speed up, but having units along with us makes it a bit more difficult. They'll stay behind because we won't cast speed. We have to cast speed up on them.
Feeling good about issuing waypoints, eh? Well, we needed some more troops for this next bit. Persephone said she'd send some, but looks like Miss High and Mighty can't be bothered.
Did we hear someone calling our name?
Persephone, so generous of you to grace us with your divine presence. We were just discussing your many fine qualities.
Very good. We have brought you a contingent of our faithful, for we see that you have been prudent thus far, and have preserved the well-being of the other creatures in your charge. Do not allow your vigilance to falter.
Oh, good, she's gone. Now, let's start our next lesson.
I wonder if you could kill off all the units.
These troops aren't going to be much good bunched up like that. Here, let me show you a trick for separating out groups of tightly packed units. Now that you have control of them, double-click on any one of the creatures with the left mouse button.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Notice that it selected the unit you clicked on and all similar units in the immediate area. Go ahead and give them a move order by right-clicking on the ground to the left of the group.
Move.
Aye.
Over there.
Now, double-click on the remaining creatures and tell them to move to the right.
Move.
On the trail.
There we go.
The two groups you ordered are now more organized. It is critical to maintain organization in the heat of battle. To help you organize your troops, you can assign group numbers to them. Go ahead. Now that you have your rangers selected, hold down the control key and hit the 1 key on your keyboard. You should hear yourself declaring that the rangers are now Group 1.
I believe the bit it just skipped over was just saying, go select your rangers.
You're Group 1.
Now, double-click on one of the druids
Yes,
to select
my lord.
all of them.
I stand ready.
Once this is done, hold down Control and hit the 2 key. This will set the druids as Group 2.
You're Group 2.
Hit the 1 key. This should select all of the rangers. You will hear yourself calling out the name of a group whenever you select them.
Group 1.
Ranger here.
Group 2.
Yes, my lord?
Go ahead and play around with the group settings. When you feel ready to move on,
one.
take the rightmost fork in the road and I will meet you further along. And do remember to bring your troops, will you?
Okay, there we go. Simple enough. But yes, you can start to see how this game will function. Though we're just seeing the units at the moment. From my playings of the demo years ago, I think the demo had like 2 or 3 missions in it. And there's an interesting thing with the campaign where it's
Now
very
it is time to
non-linear.
learn about formations. You may have noticed that your troops will form into a straight line when they reach a destination. This is because they are told to use the line formation by default. Select your group of rangers and have them guard me.
Guard.
You see how they form up on either side of me in a line? If an enemy were in front of us, I would be safely out of their line of fire. As I move, they will move with me and try to maintain their position relative to me and to one another. To change the formation that your selected creatures will use, you must access the cross menu. Hold down the right mouse button. When the cross menu appears, move your mouse cursor to the left until it highlights the line formation icon. Now move the cursor up until it highlights the skirmish formation.
Skirmish
Release the
formation.
button. You should hear yourself shout out the new formation you want your creatures to form into. Now, right-click on me, and they will take the new formation.
Guard.
Moving out.
Like that. This game is making itself sound very complicated. It's... I think more... kind of, yeah. I think it's more just being thorough.
When
It
you
is being
give
a bit
formation
long-winded,
order,
but-
your troops will not use that formation until they are given their next order. They will then use that formation until they are given an order to use a different formation.
A lot of the mechanics are rather self-explanatory. I mean, you know, oh, you can have different formations for units, guarding them, puts them into different formations. If I tell them to move, they'll
On
be
the
moving in
trail.
that formation
Move.
as
Guard.
well.
On the
blah,
trail.
blah, blah.
Notice that the skirmish formation that you selected orders the troops to shield me by standing in front of me. I can't shoot through them, but an enemy trying to get to me has to fight through my screen of rangers first. You will find many different uses for the various formations. Hold down the right mouse button to access the cross menu again and move the cursor upwards this time. Select the circle formation and right-click on yourself.
Circle formation. Guard
Follow
me.
me and we will continue your lessons.
Okay, and now they're surrounding me. Like so. It is important, this, because you're going to be controlling quite a lot of troops later on, so you want to be well organized.
There are several creatures approaching.
My lord.
Stop! Stop! Or we'll fire! 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 Oh, he's got friends.
And called a flame minion.
Pyro is attacking the village. We need aid.
We must get to that village. Persephone will reward us well if we help her creatures.
Harder,
You're
harder.
not helping anyone.
Ow.
Oh, they've destroyed the bridge. We must find another way around to the village.
Permission to speak, my lord?
Yes, yes, speak up.
My lord, I will come with you. I must save my home.
Very well, you may come. Now that you have them selected, hold down shift and click on the new ranger there. He will be added to your ranger group. In a similar way, you can shift
and
now
honor.
onward to the village. I will follow you.
1. Guard
On
me.
the trail.
Yeah. It was just saying select your rangers again. Because I had already done that. It skipped over the dialogue. So. Come on, everyone. Keep up. We have to go over here somewhere. Because you can see that shiny light over there. That's where the village is. And I'd use speed up, but, well, these troops aren't going to keep up with me, so... I think, actually, yes, there's going to be some units
Enemy
attacking
sighted.
us.
Method carve.
Bam!
Your creatures are under attack. Your wizard is under attack.
Me.
Called Spitfires. Quite similar to the Shrike we've got, but... Okay, let's keep going. There's 5 different gods in total, and each of them have different units. Though I think there's a fair amount of similarity between them. As I said, I've only played the demo, so I don't know how much difference there are. I've seen in the demo it shows off these units because it's a tutorial. And I think two other gods. You have Persephone, and then it shows off another god called Stratos, and
Hold
another
a
god
moment
called
before you
James.
proceed. Many dangers lie ahead. We shall provide additional creatures that you may deter the heretical menace of Pyro.
These shrikes will help with any melee creatures we encounter. But watch out for missile fire. They are vulnerable to it.
Okay.
One more thing before we charge into battle. You can use the mini-map to issue orders and select troops. Go ahead and experiment with this. We are in a hurry, but if you are not prepared to enter battle, we will surely lose.
Yep. This is all fine.
Ready.
I'm gonna get
Strength and honor.
you to
Line formation. Guard
On
me.
the trail.
I stand ready. Yes, my
line
lord.
formation, and then I'm going to get you lot
Skirmish formation. Guard
As
me.
you wish.
to go in front of me. There we go. And I'll keep the druids selected, so that I can use their ability.
Ready.
These do have an ability? Divine
I've
Sight.
got a bad feeling about this. Looks like a good place for an ambush. Why don't you go ahead?
Oh,
I'll
what
catch
that
up
does,
to you.
though. There's an eyeball out. Oh, is
Enemy
it?
sighted.
Oh, it's like showing me where enemies are. Okay, cool. There's some hiding behind a tree up there.
Aye.
And apparently shrikes have life shield as well.
I stand ready. I stand ready.
Okay, come on you lot. I think that's a bunch of, yeah, cogs. Get him!
Your creatures are under attack.
There we go. These are weird, like, I don't know, round things. It's like jets on them or something.
Enemy sighted.
Nope. Get it.
Your creatures are under attack.
Ah.
Your creatures are dying.
Oh, damn it. Oh well. Pick up his soul. And we'll heal some of our dudes. And you. And there. There we go. Oh, they're actually out of mana. I can't use life shield on them again. Oh well.
There's the village. Hurry before it's too late.
Yeah, I'll get there. Don't worry about it. Though they're burning everything over there. Actually, let's sit near this for the moment, because this regenerates our mana. There we go.
Enemy sighted.
Get him!
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are under attack.
Oh, there was a flame minion there. Get him!
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are dying.
Oh, there's an archer over there. Or a ranger.
You will pay for crossing, Pyro. The tide of progress will not be stopped.
Yes,
Why
yes.
not, my friend? We will protect you from the wrath of Pyro. You have served us well. Welcome to our service.
Yay! Ugh. Okay. One more bit of the tutorial left. This also helps introduce the gods a bit so that we know exactly what we're going to be dealing with. Campaign, you know, like some extra basis to work off of.
This is your final training session. This time we will focus on all aspects of magic and advanced spellcasting techniques. First, let's talk about your altar. This magnificent structure, as you may have deduced by now, is your altar. Your altar is your most important structure since it provides a link to your patron god, in your case, Persephone. Through this link, Persephone can preserve your spirit. That means you'll never die. If your body is destroyed, you will enter an ethereal state. While in this state, you can still command your creatures, but you can't cast spells or gather souls. Would you like to experience the sensation? No sooner said than done.
Wait.
I love doing that. Now don't be upset. The link to your altar is keeping your soul from leaving this plane of existence. To come back to life, all you need is the proper amount of magical energy. Magical energy, which we also call mana, can be gained from a variety of sources. Approach your altar.
Okay, we'll just float over there.
Your mana is indicated by the blue bar in the upper right corner of the screen. Notice that your mana is slowly recharging. As your mana recharges, so too does your health. Your health is indicated by the red bar next to your mana bar. When your current mana level reaches a quarter of your maximum and your health reaches full, you will reincarnate. Overall, your altar is a pretty weak source of mana. If you really want to charge up your mana, you must seek out mana fountains. Still, if you are unable to find other sources of mana, your altar will have to do. The altar sounds like a pretty good deal, eh? Well, all that it provides is not without cost. If an enemy can taint your altar by desecrating it, you're in big trouble. If an enemy is desecrating your altar, you'll see some creatures called sack doctors performing a ritual. Here's one now. As the ritual progresses, you will be struck with magical energy. You will lose health, mana, and experience whenever you are struck by this energy. Luckily enough, sack doctors are not very tough, and you can interrupt the desecration by attacking them. The energies unleashed by the desecration will keep melee attackers at bay. So you will have to disrupt the ritual with ranged attackers or spells. Since you only need to do away with one of them to stop the desecration, a single shot of wrath will do the trick. So remember that although your altar is very powerful, it is also very vulnerable. We'll talk about how you can desecrate an enemy altar in a bit. First, you must learn about mana. Follow me.
Okay. The sack doctors, weird sort of... Have they got like arms coming out of their head? They've got like no neck. So they've just got the head in the middle of their torso. Oh, I don't have like speed spell. And there's no jump button. We don't need to jump in this game. I don't think there
This is
anyway.
a mana fountain. Supposedly, back in the Elder Days, when the Earth was torn asunder and the floating islands first formed, there was a terrible release of magical energies and blah 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 blah. Ancient history. What matters now is that there are magical geysers like this one all over the place. Whenever you stand near a mana fountain, your own natural mana reserves will replenish. A mana fountain is the best source of mana around and will recharge you much faster than your altar. Anyone standing near a mana fountain, friend or foe, will regain lost mana. To keep the mana to yourself and your creatures, you'll need to summon a magical structure called a manalith. That's right. You put the manalith on the mana fountain.
There's big science here.
To summon a manalith, open your third spell tab and left-click on the manalith spell. Your cursor will now change into a targeting cursor. Highlight the stump of the mana fountain and left-click to summon a manalith.
I've got to be kind of pretty close to it.
Carpe, Nathrak, Thorn, Diem, Denorum, Kinketsu, Flam, Farmithrax, Flam, Mastadok, Nikto, Gaza, Bethel,
You are low on mana.
Gaza.
There we go.
Now that you have a manalith on this mana fountain, only you and your creatures may utilize it. Follow me, and we will continue your lessons.
Okay. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Beware, good mystic, for we do sense the taint of evil on this island. It may be that one of Charnel's necromancers, the vile Syrinx, has come to carry out some mischief. She is formidable, but fear not. Fight with wisdom and justice, and you shall prevail. We shall grant you a few spells in case you encounter any difficulty.
Oh, thanks. They're the same ones I had before. Okay.
Enemy sighted.
Oh. Okay, it's a locust.
Denorum, Mastadok, Hanem.
The wizard is under attack.
Bonk. Splat.
Must be a scout for Syrinx. Good job finishing it off. If Syrinx is here, I will need to teach you a few more things. We will need a few souls to do much of anything. I think I see some up ahead. Follow me.
Okay. Let's have a look over here and see what's over this hilltop. Okay. Like a purple flame over there.
Ah, here we go. A few lost souls for you to gather. You need souls to summon creatures. Most creatures require a single soul, but the more powerful ones use more. These souls are blue. which means they are pure and ready for your use. Blue souls may be collected simply by touching them. Now that you have a few souls, we need to summon some creatures. The first type of creature we will need is a mana whore. Open the spell tab on the left and cast the Summon Mana Whore spell by left-clicking on it.
Nikto pejorative.
There we go. And we get this little fella.
Good. This little guy is called a mana whore, as you may have guessed. He is
Kind
not
of
much of
ugly.
a fighter, but he is probably your most important creature.
Or does he have big
He
flappy
channels
ears or
mana
something?
from your manaliths to an area around him. Although a single mana whore is a much weaker source of mana than a manalith, you can summon several to make up for their lack of power. Don't get carried away, though. A soul used for a mana whore could be used for a fighting creature instead.
Yes, and spelling mistakes.
Try summoning another mana whore and a few other creatures to defend yourself with. Notice that when you summon a creature, it is automatically added to your selection.
Kinketsu. Domine.
Okay, let's summon 2
That
druids, I
spell
think.
is not ready.
Mastodok. Kalpa. Nostro.
2 rangers.
Rock. Kazan. Nostro.
You are low on mana.
And I think 2
Line formation. Guard me.
shrikes.
Ilorum.
Enemy sighted. Someone is attacking your
Your building
manalith.
is
Under attack. You could run back there and deal with it, but the teleport spell is a better way to go.
Nostro. Guard me.
Sallying forth.
Circle formation. Guard me.
The teleport spell can teleport you and your surrounding creatures to a building that you control. Open up the spell tab that contains your structures. Select the teleport spell from the list by clicking on it. Now your cursor is a targeting icon. Place the icon over the manalith or its icon on the minimap and left-click. This will teleport you there.
Okay, so I could either do this or I could do this.
Animus.
You are low on mana.
Corvus. Verata. Thorn. Ilorum.
There we go.
Attack.
For Telluria.
Get it. There we go.
Guard me.
With a song.
Another victory. Soon we will have no more enemies left, eh, wizard? Notice that the soul of the dead locust is red. That means that it is impure and must be cleansed by a ritual before we can use it. Walk over towards the dead locust, then open your spell tab that has to do with structures. Left-click on the icon marked Convert in the spell list. Target the locust soul and left-click.
Vas. Gaza. Diem. Flam. Denorum. Kazan. Kazan. Nikto.
This will summon one of those sack doctors we saw earlier. He is a spirit servant of the gods who will cleanse the soul, resurrect the creature, and take it to your altar to be offered to your god. Once the ceremony at your altar is complete and your god accepts the soul, it will be transferred directly to you.
And there he goes.
Remember what I said earlier about sack doctors? They are notoriously shy when it comes to fighting. If they take enough damage, they will drop whatever they are doing and flee the battle. Now, when you feel up to the task, let's go find Syrinx and defeat her.
Okay. To actually teleport back to our
Ilio.
altar so that we can see what's going on there. This is going to be going on in the background the whole time during this game. So, he marches over here with this locust or whatever creature I've cast Convert on. They appear. The locust gets put into the center there. And splat. And we got the soul. Very good.
Domine. Crixa. Dothdel. Verata. Rock. Diem. Diem.
Enemy sighted.
Oh. Oh. There's some more dudes up there. There's a scythe.
Ilorum.
And fallen.
Domine. Pejorative.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are under attack.
Your group 1.
Direct me.
Your group 2.
All is going well,
Your
but
group
do not
3.
think Syrinx will fall easily. She is a wizard, much the same as you. That means she won't stay dead. Instead of just killing her, we need to banish her by finding and desecrating her altar.
scythe is some kind of weird orb thing, like the cog, but it's got these blades on each. Okay. Convert these souls as well.
Farmithrax, Kalpa, Klaatu, Rock, Nikto, Rock.
And move up here. We'll get this fallen soul as well.
Kinketsu, Saxo, Ilia,
You are low on mana.
Yes, yes. When I'm casting spells. Okay, we'll get this other one. That's why I showed off what was going at the altar, because we're not going to be traveling back there every time when the soul. We don't need to, so just know that's going on in the background. These creatures are violently exploding and we're getting the souls out of them.
You are low on mana.
Because apparently jibbing releases the soul of the creature. Releases the soul of whoever gets jibbed. Stuff you didn't know about Unreal Tournament.
Group 1.
My lord.
I would like you to be in the front.
Skirmish formation. Guard me.
Ranger here.
Line formation. Guard
Moving
me.
out.
Actually, I didn't want you to use your ability.
Semicircle formation. Guard me.
La 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 la.
Semicircle
I want you in
formation.
semicircle.
Guard
Ranger
me.
here.
Guard me.
I want you
Line
in
formation.
line
Guard me.
Moving out.
There we go. Cast another Manolith on this.
Iliel, Sanct, Saxo, Wodan, Nostro, Mastadok, Iliel, Diem, Flam, Vas, Denorum, Farmithrax, Pejorative, Gaza, Ferox, Saxo, Flam, Vas.
There we go. And we'll sacrifice, well, convert these souls here as well.
Bethud, Kinketsu, Domine.
Now that we have a manolith in a forward area that we control, we need to make sure that we keep it under our control. To provide us with some extra defense, we can use the Guardian spell. Move a creature near the manolith and stand near the creature. Now open up your structure spellbook. Left-click on the Guardian spell and target the creature.
Wodan, Vas, Sanct, Bovus, Krixa, Kinketsu, Vas.
Apparently this creature here, this Deadeye, I think it's called, yes, has 2 souls in it, so you'll get both of them at the same time. The voices seem like an odd match. Yeah, it's, some of them sound like, well, like these guys.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
There's an odd amount of, like, quality to it.
Ready.
That's a lot clearer.
My lord.
I kind of like it. It goes along with
Direct me.
just the odd designs of the character of the units and all that. It's like you don't really know what to expect from it. Okay, so what he's talking about here is Guardian here. So we can cast this Guardian spell on a creature of our choosing. I'm going to do a Druid.
Sanct, Vas, Wodan, Diem,
And it will attach the Druid to the Manolith here. And now this guy's like linked to it. Any damage he takes will be transferred to the Manolith.
You see that red energy beam? That links the creature to the structure. He will absorb any damage that the structure takes. In turn, he will feed off of the energy of the structure and will gain increased statistics.
The other way around.
Of course, he is now linked to the structure and cannot move very far away from it. This is a very powerful spell, and when used properly, it can turn the tide of battle.
I think you can Guardian multiple creatures to a Manolith. But yeah. Okay, let's summon some more units.
Ferox, Diem, Ilorum,
Some more Druids.
Dothdo, Saxo, Denorum,
And I think another Ranger and another Shrike.
Diem, Nikto, Denorum, Domine.
Yes, my lord.
Your group 1. Guard
Aye.
me.
Uh,
Guard me.
I would like you in skirmish formation,
Skirmish
in
formation.
front of me.
Move. Guard me.
Persephone willing.
Ready.
You lot.
Line formation.
Line
Guard
formation.
me.
La 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 la.
You lot.
Circle formation.
No, not circle.
Semicircle formation. Guard me.
Sallying forth.
And you lot. I want you
Phalanx
behind me.
formation.
So
Guard
you go
me.
phalanx. Go. Trollolololo. I like the voices of the Shrikes.
Group 3.
Ready. Ranger.
Your Group 3. Group
Direct
2.
me. Direct me.
Your Group
There we
2.
go. There's another game which I played a bit of which had oddly matching sound voices for the units, and that was Total Annihilation Kingdoms. You have like Black Knights in that, and they're like, "Yes, my lord."
Enemy sighted.
Not what
Group
I expect
1.
a
Yes, my lord?
Black Knight to sound like.
Rock.
There's the enemy wizard
Your creatures are under attack.
called Syrinx. She's like a snake person.
Group 2.
Direct me.
Get her! There we go. And yeah, something I just saw there. Pure souls are specifically pure for us. They're not pure for everyone. So the red souls there are pure for Syrinx because they're souls of their god already. So
Group 1.
Enemy sighted.
get rid of this monolith.
Group 1.
My lord?
Take that. Take that. There we go.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are dying.
Damn it.
Verata. Gaza. Group 1. Guard me.
By the goddess.
Get back here. Don't run off.
Sanct Domine Bovus.
Okay, let's pick up that soul. And since that soul doesn't need to be converted, we can just
Mathrak.
immediately summon units using it.
Latu Krixa Saxo.
So you can recover your losses pretty easily.
Gaza.
But
Nikto.
if you collect your own unit souls, but you need to convert enemy unit souls to like reduce their strength
Group 1.
and also increase your own.
Yes, my lord?
Your Group 1. Move.
Persephone,
Guard
as you
me.
wish.
Your Group 2. Guard me.
With assault.
Your Group 3. Guard me.
Okay, there we go. Let's head off. Syrinx is just standing over here.
Ah, there's Syrinx's altar. To put her out of the game, approach the altar and cast the Desecrate spell on one of your nearby creatures. This will sacrifice the targeted creature on the enemy altar.
Okay, this spell here. Syrinx is gone. We'll cast Desecrate on this druid. We will give up his life so that this wizard is no longer around here. Do they have a choice in this
Enemy
matter?
sighted.
No,
As the
not
ritual
really.
progresses, it will damage Syrinx. If she dies while the ritual is in effect, her altar will be destroyed and she will be banished from this place.
Such as that.
Justice has triumphed. Charnel will be incensed that Syrinx was defeated by one so young. You show great promise. Soon you shall join the ranks of our most honored mystics.
Yeah, we can summon a monolith on top of that. But then, yay, victory! Ugh. There we go. That's the basics of the game. Of course, the campaign will be more involved, but, you know. Interesting mechanics. I rather enjoy it. Okay, well, that was just going to be the tutorial for Sacrifice for this session. We'll actually start with the campaign tomorrow. But yes. And I said earlier, the campaign in this game is interesting in its design. It's not linear. Well, the story is linear, but I said before that there's 5 gods which you can follow, and it's up to the player which god you choose to follow. We've seen 3 of the gods so far in the tutorial. The one we were playing, the god which we were following in that in the tutorial was Persephone. She's like the nature goddess, also justice and you know, like honor and all that. That you see the other gods listed there. There's also Pyro, which we saw. He's like fire and industry, I think. Then there's Charnel, which we saw briefly when we were killing all the peasants. He's a god of death, destruction, carnage. And then there's two other gods. There's Stratos, the god of knowledge and air. And there's James, which is the god of, like, I think, like, honesty, earth, and strength and all that. So, the campaign's interesting in that you choose which one of these gods you want to follow, but whether you decide to stick with that god throughout the entire campaign is up to the player. And there becomes choices during the campaign of whether you want to stay with your current god, or you actually want to move to another god. And this is something which you can do throughout the campaign. As far as I know, the end of the campaign is going to be always the same. It's just which god you support or not. I don't have any particular opinions on which god I want to follow throughout that, so maybe I'll leave it up to chat to decide which one we can follow. We'll actually get a point, I believe, in the campaign when we start it, where we can choose from. But yeah, the different gods, I think, give different spells, and they do have different units. I think they give different spells. So, you know, that's an element which you could actually replay the game through, because as I said, I've only played the demo of this. In the demo, aside from the tutorial where you play as a priestess of Persephone, you started off, I think, either playing as Persephone or Stratos. And then I think you had the option to choose either Stratos or James for the second mission. Because the gods sort of come to you and they're like, you know, oh, I have a problem. Would you be interested in helping me with it? Sometimes during the campaign, you'll actually annoy one of the gods so much that they will just not let you join them because they're just like, no, you're my enemy. You've lost your chance. But yeah, that'll be an interesting thing. I don't know whether I'll play through the game multiple times to see the different gods. Maybe we'll just play through as one god. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Just kind of... I think I could turn this off, actually. I don't really want to see these because I want to keep a lot of it new to me. So, a lot of this game I think also was multiplayer. You could play online with other people. I also have never done that. Anyway, that was the tutorial of Sacrifice. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you join me for when we actually start the campaign.